All right, we're live. Welcome to the both of you for our performance seminar. This is for Friday, 11th of July, our 6:30 session. And I'd like to welcome Miss Avigna to open for us. So when you're ready, Avigna, go ahead and introduce yourself and what you're playing for us.
My name is Avigna, and I'm playing the Andante Sonatina by Clementi. Thank you.
Beautiful, Avigna. What are your thoughts now that you've run it from beginning to the end?
So this is my first performance seminar for this one, so I think it's pretty good for that. But there are some spots I still slip up. I think I just need to run those sections alone a few times, and then maybe with the dynamics, and especially the last line, I just feel like they could be a little more smooth. I also tend to play a little bit staccato in some areas, even though, like, just because it doesn't say legato, I probably shouldn't play staccato. But I don't know, I've done a better job at fixing those. Yeah, other than that, I think I need to make sure I'm using all the right fingerings.
Fingerings will help because it'll help with the choreography. All right. Joseph knows all about that, right, Joseph? How important is fingering when you're playing music?
It's very important. It allows like consistency throughout.
Yeah. What are some things that you'd like to offer Vigna? Because so this is her first time performing this in seminar. If she wants to level up, what are some things that she can focus on to practice?
I guess as she said, she can run through it more times, and Overall, I think the dynamics are good, so she can keep doing that. But it's also working more on the quality of notes too, along with that.
The what of the note? Sorry.
Just like quality of the notes, so how they line up together. I think she did that well, but there can still be more work there.
Oh yeah, yeah. So the other thing that you could do then to help with the alignments is some metronome practice of Vigna.
Hmm.
Just have it
That's
ticking
the other
away,
thing. I need to speed it up a little bit, or maybe
right?
just
So so then so in that case then, because you're playing at about, let's see, uh, it's around about this speed, right? That's eighth note speed. Bum.
yes.
Yeah, give or take. So let's say that it's around about 88. So then you want to figure out where you want to hit it. Maybe you want to get to around about 100, 104, right? It wouldn't be too much faster because it's still andante,
Yeah.
right? So you're getting there. You're getting there. I especially loved how you played this here in the Dolce. You
Oh,
brought your volume right down there. That was beautiful. Yeah.
yeah.
Just don't get carried out. Don't let playing softly and beautifully slow you down.
Hmm.
That's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Unless you're doing it for a certain section,
Yeah.
try not to let it drag.
Okay.
That's it. I mean, you listen back to this video, listen back to you playing this, and then you'll see what I mean. It wasn't all the time, but I felt that when you were being expressive, it seemed to slow down quite a bit. So just work with the metronome, and you can be expressive within a steady beat.
Okay.
Yeah, keep an eye on the fingering as well, for sure, because it'll help guide you to the proper hand positions.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing, because if you get the correct fingering, then you can also build the speed because your hand is already there in the right place. You don't
Yeah.
need to try and guess. Yeah, cool. I reckon come back again soon, like within the next week.
Hmm.
Get it memorized, have it memorized, and play at a quicker speed. Be interesting to see how that changes how you play. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Thank you.
cool. Well done. Okay, let's continue moving. All right, Mr. Joseph, stage is yours. Go ahead and give us your take.
Hello, my name is Joseph, and I'll be playing Tokyo Go Unraveled by Toru Kitajima.
Well done, Joseph. So, what did you do differently? Are you changing tempi, or how is this different from the last time that you played? What are you experimenting with now?
The first part's definitely slower, and though I didn't keep the tempo consistent, because obviously my latter parts are pretty bad. I slowed down in the end, that's why. So.
Yeah. So is your aim to just slow down your playing so that you can get more detail, or what's the idea behind this
Yeah,
performance?
I try to bring out more detail by slowing down. So, for example, the balance in like measure 44, I tried bringing that up more. I could have brought up the right hand more, obviously, but I think that was better than last time. And
Yeah.
similarly for like measures 36, like that too.
Yeah. I think this is a good take. I think you are sounding a lot more musical. You know, in the past, because you usually play this quite quick, we lose out a lot of the detail. We can't quite hear it because there's a lot going on in the piece. So by playing it slower, it's actually allowing us to hear more of the shape, and we have something to listen to, right? Like, oh, we're listening to the melody now. Oh, we're hearing a rhythmic motif in the left hand, right? I think that's really important. Because in all of the stuff here, all of these runs, keep a really steady pulse in the left hand, all right? That'll help drive the right hand, okay? And then as you're playing, it's also going to create shape, having that pulse underneath all the running parts, because it's quite difficult to get quintuplets, all right? So if you have that really clear pulse in the left hand, then your right hand will follow, yeah? Making sure that these chords are landing at the right time. Avigna, what are your thoughts on this piece? It's a big work, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's really long. I don't think I have the endurance to play something like that. And then also it has like a lot of syncopation, so honestly, it's kind of a lot to handle. I also just something random that I kind of appreciated was that whenever you flip the page, you kept playing after that. For me, that's kind of something that I mess up with. Like after I flip the page, I get disoriented. So, yeah, I don't have a lot to say.
Yeah, I think so. I think so too. I think you did a really good job, Joseph, of keeping the flow, regardless of what was happening. Like you kept moving forward, so that's really important. I would continue with what you're doing. Go through each of these pages at a slower tempo, but don't play slow just to play slow. Play slowly so that you can feel more comfortable with the playing of the notes, and then you can get more time to be able to shape a melody the way that you want, right? Or if it's syncopation that you want to bring out, whatever it is, just make sure that that's really clear. And then listen to your pedal as well. Sometimes the pedal did get a little bit heavy. Are you aware of your pedaling as you play this?
Yeah, I guess for basically the sections I mentioned previously, I pedal on every accent that's in the song, but this is not enough most of the time.
Yeah, I think no. I think that you don't need to pedal too heavily because then sometimes the accents will be a bit blurred. So back off the pedal a wee bit and just use a little bit more what's it called, downward motion, almost percussive, into the keys when you have accents. See what that does to the music. It might make it sound a little bit jagged, but experiment with the two, right? Or it might make it sound more exciting. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool, excellent. Come back again soon. It's almost there. It's really close. It's really close. And well done to you for bringing the tempo down. I know it's not easy when it's because it's a lot more fun to play quickly, but bringing the tempo down, it's enabling you to see more of the details clearer. Yeah. Excellent. All right, you two. Well, that's the end of our class. Do watch the video back so that you can get more. You can get a clear idea of how you two are playing. Just evaluate your own sound, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys again very soon. Thanks, Vigna. Nice to see you again. Have a great weekend, guys. See ya.